Hey everyone, Steven here with RCN Capital. Wrapping up the little mini series that Connor and I have been putting together on how to become a real estate investor or dive into the real estate investing industry as another professional. So a broker working with another company, whatever the case is. So we've talked about a few steps so far. You're going to want to dive into some local groups, whether that's online, social media groups, in person. You're going to want to network with other investors in your area, contractors, lenders, brokers, anyone that's in that industry you're going to really want to get to know in your local area. Those are great people to learn from. You're going to do a lot of that market research to try to figure out what is an average flip in your area, an average rental, what is the average rental profit, what is average rental rates, vacancy, all of these different kind of things you're going to try to learn for your local area. Once you've done all of that, and some of this might happen as you're doing your first deal, some of this might happen before you do your first deal. Hopefully this doesn't happen after you do your first deal, but not everything works out perfectly. So the most important step and the hardest step is to stay consistent. Real estate investing is not a short-term play. It is not a short-term thing to get into, whether you are getting into it as an investor or as someone else in the industry. Most of the time, the reason people get into real estate investing is not for short-term income, it is for long-term wealth building, right? So you're really trying to build this over the course of years and years. And so it is a game of keeping up the level of effort and consistency and networking, whatever you said at the beginning, trying to keep that up for years. And that's the reason why addressing this early is so important. Because there's a little fear, there's a little hesitation that happens there. When you realize, when you think about the fact that this is going to have to be something you commit to long term. When you have that level of commitment, you will figure out the other steps. You will figure out the things that we didn't even talk about in this, and you will get this to work. You will get this to happen. That might take you looking at 50 deals or 100 deals before you get one that looks like it has the profit margin that you actually get to close on, that you actually go through the process and you actually make money. It might take you evaluating a ton of properties, building a ton of relationships to actually get the process started. And then you've done one, right? And now you do it all over again. I don't mean to scare people away from this industry, but it is an important thing to be aware of, that real estate investing is going to take a lot of commitment. And so the next step, the last step that you really want to make sure before you dive into any project is that you are committed to putting in the level of effort, attention that it's going to take to get that project started and to follow it through to the end. Especially true on renovation deals, right? You want to make sure that if you're planning to do a 4-month renovation, sell it 2 months after that, you want to make sure that over the next 6 months of your life, you can handle doing everything you normally do, plus this additional process of managing a renovation and interacting back and forth with the realtors to selling prices, offers, all these different kinds of things, right? So you want to make sure when you are getting started in this, you've done your initial research, you've started investing in your network, you started building that knowledge. Before you go and do any deal, you want to make sure you really commit to yourself, to the future of going into real estate investing. Whether you end up doing one deal and getting out, or you end up doing this for the rest of your life, either way, it is going to require a lot of commitment, at least for months, probably for years. And that's something that just you need to be aware of right up front. It sounds a little intimidating. I partially mean it to, because you want to be aware of what you're getting into before you dive into it. And that's the biggest thing that helps keep you from making the major mistakes that a lot of people make when they start in the industry. The whole point of doing your research, the whole point of meeting contractors and other investors who you can learn from, and other brokers and lenders who you can learn from. The whole point of all of that is to reduce the number of mistakes and make sure you can learn faster than most people do, which means your level of commitment doesn't have to last as long as most people does until you start to see that payoff. But you still need it. It's still going to take some time. All right. So keep that in mind as you're going through, as you're learning, as you're diving into the real estate investing industry. There's a whole bunch of pieces. We took our time to go through, I think it was 7. I'll link all of the other videos below with the different recommendations that we make. Dive into some of those. If you're really looking to learn, if you're really looking to dive into the industry, best place to start. Start networking with people in the industry. If for whatever reason you need help, you have questions, absolutely feel free to reach out. Put our contact information below. All right. See you guys later.